Well, I was able to get the last spot here at Westport Union Landing State Park Beach, and the gentleman was kind enough to hold it for me while I went up to the main entrance to pay. So I'm very excited that I got the last spot. He was telling me that just 2 weeks ago it was completely open and nobody was here, but of course it's the holiday. This is Tuesday, December 30th. So holiday travelers are here, but this is the place I stayed at earlier this year. And it's just so beautiful. It's really warm here. It's so lovely. It's a nice contrast to, staying amongst the redwood trees and lots of cover and shade, and it was dark, and which, I loved. And it was wonderful waking up amongst the redwood trees. I really recommend that state park. It's really wonderful. Richardson Grove. But this is why I decided to come over here, because I thought, well, this will be a nice contrast, way out in the open and ocean views. Supposedly it's supposed to rain tomorrow the next couple of days. But to me, that's still quite beautiful when it rains. I had to take off my jackets that I had on at the redwood trees because it's much warmer here. Amazing. But very beautiful. I went ahead and paid for 2 nights, and I wanted to see how it goes, and then maybe stay another night or two, play it by ear. This is the place that I got stuck at, trying to go up this steep hill over at this other section of this campground. And I had to wait hours and hours for AAA to come out and rescue me. It was dark by then. And just now I had to drive over there again to pay, and I had to do some tricky maneuvering to get out of it and not get stuck on that hill again. It's not the most convenient spot for larger RVs, for sure. But I managed. I just went in reverse and navigated out that way. Did not want to get stuck again. That's a vintage trailer right there. It's a short one. That's cute. Well, I don't know if I went into what happened today, but when I left the Redwood campground this morning, I started going south, and I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing. I stopped at Standish Hickey. It's called Standish Hickey, and checked out that campground, but I didn't like it. It wasn't nearly as pretty as Richardson Grove. So then I kept going to a little town called Leggett, and I thought, well, okay, maybe I will go to the coast to camp, but I need to get some gas first. Went to the only gas station in this tiny town of Leggett, and it was closed. And so, lucky me, a local walked up to me and started talking to me and saying, yeah, this place has been closed for a while. If you need gas, you're going to have to drive about 20 miles south to the town of Laytonville, and there's a Chevron there. I said, oh, bummer. He said, well, you can take Shoreline road from here, but it's very, very windy, and it's going to use up a lot of gas. Your best bet would be to go up to Laytonville and take Branscombe Road, which is a lot less windy. He said it does, after a while, it does go to a wide road where there's no middle divider. But he says that it is wide and it's a lot more straight, so I think you'll like that better. And I did. I filmed some of it, and I had it practically to myself. Just the last 15 minutes or so was that road that was wide but had no divider, and in some parts it got pretty narrow, but it was very brief and not scary at all. I managed it just fine, and so I thought, yeah, in future that's probably the route that I would go, because it dumps you right here where this lovely campground is. So I can take Highway 20 from going from Willits, but it's a lot busier of a road. I found this to be less stressful because there was nobody on it. Like I said, I only saw one person went around me and then two cars going the other direction. So it was very, very peaceful. So yeah, this is a nice campground to be at. I just wish it wasn't so crowded over there, but they look like older people, and so they'll be nice and quiet. I'm sure it's going to be lovely. Good morning. It was a quiet night last night other than the crashing waves, and I slept pretty good. And this morning, a lot of my neighbors are leaving. There's only two of us, I think, left. Oh no, maybe three. They can fit 5 campers in this section, but I know that one of them's leaving. This guy next to me here just left. So maybe it'll empty out, but then again, you know, maybe more will come in later. Just don't know. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm just hoping that partiers don't come here. One of the reasons I didn't want to be home where I live is that there's kids in my neighborhood that love to let off firecrackers right under my window next to the building I live in. There's an open lot there, and they like to let off the fireworks, and so it's pretty loud and you can't get much sleep. So I don't like to be there for July 4th or New Year's. I don't know how much partying will be had because there's supposed to be rain coming in later this afternoon. I was nice and warm under the covers last night. This morning it was a little chilly. My indoors here, it was like 51 degrees, so I finally turned on the heater. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself today. I think I want to go out for a walk. And then probably just a lot of sitting in the back looking at the ocean and reading and listening to my audiobook as well, and maybe do some journaling and playing some games and rest. Should have brought some crafts with me to do. In the apartment complex I live, it's a senior complex, and we do have like an activities director. I don't know if she calls herself that, but she puts out a newsletter every month, and it's got you know, crossword puzzles and word games and such, and then news about the community that we live in, as well as the greater community that we live in, and activities and stuff. And then she also holds some arts and crafts activities about every other week. And recently I've started going, and I'm rather enjoying it, both for the camaraderie as well as just the craft making. You know, it just focuses you in on what you're doing, and is a great you know, distraction from some of your worries. I think that's why art can be so therapeutic, because it sort of quiets the busy mind and makes you focus on what you're doing, and so it's relaxing that way. We she brought like terracotta little pots for, you know, planting plants in. Actually, she already had little mini cactuses in them, and we could paint them, the pots themselves. She brought all the paint and all that, of course, and so that was really fun, and I loved how that turned out. So I'm going to make a point to go more to those craft classes, although it really does make me feel like a senior. It's so funny, you know, I'm like, okay, I really feel like I'm a senior now. I'll just have to start playing bingo to really top it off. At least there you win some money, right? But yeah, you know, thinking a little bit about New Year's resolutions, and you know, I don't really do that too often much anymore. You know, when I was younger, I did a lot. But, you know, it always, the next year would come around, I'm like, well, you didn't achieve that dream or that goal, and then I'd feel disappointment, so I kind of don't do it. But of course, I sort of generally think in terms of what I want to accomplish next year. And yeah, I definitely have some dreams and goals as such, you know, for things I want to accomplish. But number one being, you know, try to just keep camping and, you know, get out here as often as I can. So that's the one goal I want to do, is just continue doing as much camping and being out in nature as I can. But I don't know how much more camping I'll be doing, over the colder months. So I'm not sure how much I'll be posting. We'll just have to see. Obviously, I just won't have much to post if I'm not camping. So, so if you don't see a post from me in a while, don't worry. I'm just don't have anything to post, and maybe a little bit more sporadic over the winter months until the weather. Although I have to say this hasn't been too bad, but needless to say, you may not see any posts from me every week or anything like that. It might be a little bit more thinned out and sporadic, but I hope you had a wonderful new year, because I'm sure this will be posted afterwards, and I hope all of your dreams, whatever they may be, come true in 2026. This is the only neighbor I have left, and I'm thinking she might be a solo traveler as well. She's got a Winnebago pop-up. It looks like she's cooking a meal outside. I'm not sure what that blue thing is. Let's spy on her. It's one of the things I love about my RV is I can spy on my neighbors and they don't know it, because I think my windows are sort of tinted. But yeah, what is that? And look, tell me in the comments what you think that is. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I think it's like a smoker. Is that what you call it? A grill? Because there's steam coming off the top. I don't know. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, the last time I was here, there was a single solo female van lifer here too. I think there's a lot of us out here, actually. Let's go look at the ocean and see what it's doing. It's kind of clouding up on us. Let's see, here's my wonderful little couch. So I love to sit there with my legs out in front of me and just look out the windows. It's the best view in the world. Yeah, I have to say that sunset last night was stunning. It might be one of the best sunsets I have ever witnessed. I just couldn't believe the colors and how expansive it was and how long it lasted. And mind you, I grew up kind of near the beach. I lived in Torrance, which is in Southern California, close to Redondo Beach, and we weren't that far, maybe 15-20 minutes from the beach, if that. And I saw plenty of sunsets, but that one last night was just a stunner. Well, I just turned on the generator. And thankfully nobody's next to me, so I don't feel guilty about it. I was just thinking about how I, in some ways, have gotten better at camping, and in other ways I'm still forgetting stuff. I forgot my bath towel, so I had to use a hand towel after taking my shower. And I forgot my dish soap, so I'm having to use hand soap to wash my dishes. But I did remember to bring less food, and I remembered to bring a lot less clothes, because I tend to wear, the same thing for at least 2 days in a row, so I can get away with a lot less clothes. So I'm learning, but I'm still forgetting stuff. We had a ham for Christmas, and my sister bought a 12-pound ham for 4 people, so we had so much left over. She's going to end up giving some to her neighbors. But I took some with me on this trip, and so I'm having ham sandwiches. And now this morning I'm making a ham and cheese omelet. I don't have ham too often, so it's a treat. I really do have very little food in my fridge. Got the eggs up there, and then a few things in my freezer. Got some frozen vegetables. Forgot what this is. Oh, more ham to freeze for later. I mean, to have later. And what's this? More ham. Oh my goodness. And some chicken apple sausages. I do have some green beans I need to cook up. I need to use up this diced oven roasted chicken breast today sometime. The next day or two. I'm not a fan of oatmeal, but I do like warm amaranth grain. It's very fine, and I like the texture of it better than oatmeal, so sometimes I'll have this for breakfast. Treat it just like it's oatmeal, you know, all the toppings, blueberries, nuts, butter, maple syrup, and, you know, cream if you like it. Well, I have the place to myself now. Everybody has left. So, going to be nice and quiet tonight. The rain has started. It's going to be raining for the next few hours. I love the sound on my roof. Well, it's early morning. I just got up and opened my door to check and see how wet the ground is, because it was raining pretty much all night long. So I was having visions that I was going to be in a little lake, but it actually looks just fine, so I'm good. I was a little worried I was going to be washed away, but it's just fine. And quite beautiful, and I still have this place pretty much to myself, at least this section here. There's nobody around at all. I'm debating about whether or not I want to leave today or tomorrow. And I'm still having that debate within myself. Today is Thursday, New Year's Day, and it's supposed to rain throughout the day today. I'm loving exploring on a winter day like this. It's wonderful. It's totally different, of course, than when I was here. What was it? When was I here? Was it springtime? I think so. But so different. I love it. The moody skies. We had a break in the rain, so I decided I better get out here and walk while I can. And it's very exhilarating. The ocean is always exhilarating to me. And as you can see, this coastline is magnificent. Whew, I'm out of breath because I just climbed a hill. But stormy skies and the cloudiness is easy on my eyes and makes it very moody. Nice. It's a cute little tent set up with those window-like things. I've never seen anything like that before. That was very cool. I love it. Wow, there's actually a waterfall over there. You can see it. Let's see if I can zoom in. There's my rig way over there. I did have somebody come in this afternoon, but there are several spots away from me, so they gave me space, which I truly appreciate. It's early morning, my last morning, getting ready to leave. It was heavy rains last night, really heavy, and really windy. And I got onto my phone this morning to check on conditions to drive, and they're expecting a lot of wind here at the coast, and thunderstorms, and they're expecting that to start around 10 a.m. So hence why I'm up nice and early. It's 7 a.m. right now, and I want to get out of here by 7:30 or 8, and so I gotta get out before those coastal winds start, which are going to be some wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So I was going to take the same road, Branscombe Road, which is a small county road, from Highway 101, which is the road I came in on, but I consulted with ChatGPT, and it said that I'd be better off, even though it's going to take a bit longer, better off taking the major highway of Highway 20. There's more pullouts, updates are more up to date because it's a more major road, less, potential flooding, things like that, whereas on a small little road like Branscombe, there could be trees down and it might take a while for that to be reported. So even though it's going to take longer, I'm definitely going to do Highway 20, so I'm glad I consulted that. I will check with Caltrans Quick Maps 5 minutes before I leave, just to check one more time to see if Highway 20 is safe to take. I mean, I hope so. There's not really any other way for me to get home. I want to get away from the coast as quick as I can because of those thunderstorms and high winds that are coming at 10 a.m. But yeah, I stayed here 4 nights in the end. Really lovely. I just hate to leave. Well, I'm looking forward to leaving today. It was about right, the timing, because I could get out the last 2 days. I could get out and do a short walk, but for the most part, it was raining most of the time, which is lovely. But you know, you feel a little cooped up inside, but I did fine. I read books and did lots of other things, and I do have a bit of a cell signal here, so I was able to do stuff on my phone. So it was lovely. I'm hesitant now. It's been a week of being out here camping, and I'm hesitant to go back to the noise of the city. It's been wonderful to just be hearing natural sounds. Last night I could hear the frogs, you know, after all the heavy rain, I could hear the frogs. They were happy little frogs. Just chirping away. And so I just love that when you're out here, you just hear those natural sounds. And to go back to the man-made sounds is always a difficult transition, especially for me being a introvert. So I'm not looking forward to that. I never do, but that's why I got to get out here, and that's why I'm making this my goal is to get out here as much as I can and enjoy nature and the wonderful sounds of nature. And the ocean was like a lullaby at night. But it's been a great 4 nights. That's it for this camping trip. I hope you enjoyed all of it. I sure did. And I will see you, you know, sometime down the road. I don't know when that will be. It just depends. I do need to get this batteries changed before I go out on a camping trip again. And, you know, I want to get better quality batteries, so I want to save up money for that. So it may not be for a couple of months. So I don't know if I'll have very much to post. But don't worry if you don't see me. I'm around, I'm fine. It's just that I'm probably taking a winter break. All right, well, I hope you're doing great. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now. Giving you one last look at the beautiful ocean. It's really nice right now. The sky is beautiful. The color of the ocean is so pretty. Love it. Tiny little town of Westport. The Lost Coast Inn. I don't know what the population is, but I'm sure it's under 1,000. Westport Hotel and Abalone Pub. Well, that's a condemned building for sure. So there must be an RV park on my left. But yeah, see, the clouds are gathering.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. goes, and ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.